Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. My name is Dean and welcome back to Football Manager 2023 and welcome back to our epic quest across Europe where we're aiming to win the top flight division in each of the European nations that are in the game. We're currently in Israel, which is nation number 15, as the manager there, as you can see at the top, of Hapoel Ironi Kiryat Shmona. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I'm British, leave me alone. We've reached the start of the new season after having a fantastic end to last season, where we did in fact manage to finish in 4th position after taking over the club. Threatened by relegation really, we pushed the top 3 quite hard in the end and we closed the gap up significantly. Now unfortunately the club are in some financial restrictions, as you can see there. We've got a balance of negative 1.84 million. And as a result, I've had no transfer budget. I've also had no wage budget. So we haven't brought anybody in. We've got exactly the same squad as last season. We've actually moved a couple on as well. If we have a quick look at the transfer history, Juan Ruiz has gone out for 200k, got his wages off the books, which has brought the wage budget down. But because we've got no money, there's still no wage budget anyway. Hajjaj has gone as well on a free transfer. I did, however, manage to secure the contracts of 2 of the better players at the club, and that does include the goalkeeper Yasser Alati. He is now here for another couple of seasons, and I've also managed to get Reuven Nadir Hidari onto a long-term contract of 4 years. He's 5k a week though, but he's decent, and I couldn't afford to lose anybody. I did have a look transfer-wise. I've had to look loan-wise as well. Nobody wants to come that I can afford to pay their wages, unfortunately. So we're in that rare situation in this save where we haven't got any new players to go over, which is a first for me. However, I am encouraged by the way that we played last season, and I think if we can get off to a good start this season, then there's absolutely no reason why we can't challenge for the title. The way that we picked up last season when we took over, there's every reason we can pick up the title. In terms of how things did finish last season, I know I said I was going to come back at the end of it and do the last game of the season, but it was, by that point it was a dead rubber, so I didn't really see the point. But in terms of how the actual championship group went, it was mixed really. We actually lost a few games. Tel Aviv at Petach Tikva, which was a disappointing one. Tel Aviv again, they've beaten us twice there, conceding 4 goals, which is a rarity for us here. And then finally, Hapoel Beersheva also beat us 3-0. This was a very, very disappointing game. And that was off the back of losing the cup final as well, which was really disappointing. But in terms of how the league table actually finished, if we have a quick look at last season, 36 games played, 61 points, only 10 off the top, with a fairly decent goal difference and the best defence in the league, which is why I think that we can do it this season with the crop of players that we've got. I really can see us doing it, not getting ahead of these 3. In terms of how we stack up according to the media this season, we're predicted to finish in that 4th position, but we've got some reasonably low odds for us, and we've actually got a player in the Media Dream 11 as well. We've actually got 2 in Larson and Azulai, so I really do think that we can do the business this season. Like I say, financially, the club is struggling. We really are struggling. We're struggling to make any kind of money whatsoever. And the way that the league finished last season, you can see here we didn't get a European spot because it went to the cup winner, which was, obviously we lost the cup. If we'd won the cup, we would have been in the Conference League. So we've got no money coming in from there either. I can't see it improving anytime soon. I have got a future transfer. He joins in January when his contract at Djurgårdens expires. It is Oscar Larsson Malmqvist. He is a attacking midfielder, but he can play as a centre forward, as an advanced forward. He's reasonably decent, and he can do as a job in that position. In terms of how Goteborg are doing, obviously we like to go back and have a look. They're currently sat in 3rd place in the table. They are 9 points off Malmo though, so they have fallen back a little bit, but they have, I believe, kept the core squad that we put in place for them there. I don't think they've moved anybody on drastically. This is still showing the ones that I've done. These are my signings. No, they're not. They've actually spent 1.6 million. And have they moved any of my players on? Alic, yeah, I tried to move Alic on as well. Jagnea, I tried to move him on as well. I'm disappointed they got rid of Strom, because Strom was a good player. As long as they've brought in some good replacements and Goteborg continue to do well, then I'm quite happy with that. In terms of how this season's gone for us so far, though, guys, we do have a Premier League Toto Cup here in Israel before the season kicks off. And as you can see there, we have made it to the final of that. We are currently undefeated, having won all of our games, which again does give me encouragement that we can actually go on and win the league this season. So I'm hoping that that is the reality. So, you know, let's get into the game. Hopefully a nice shorter episode this today with not too many signings to go over. It's exactly the same tactics. It's pretty much the same lineup as last season. Chatuel is one of our youth prospects. He's okay. He's more of a fullback, but we've been playing him at centre back in the pre-season tournament there. He's currently injured though, which is disappointing. And the other starting centre back, who is in the Media Dream 11, is Liron Azulai, but he's just come back from a 4-month injury. He's played about 30 minutes of football, so I can't really be starting him in this game, unfortunately. So we are going to have to find somewhere else who can play there, and it is going to be Mustafa Salama. He's going to get the nod today. I've got all the youth players loaded because we're starting to get a little bit short on first team players because I've released a lot out of their contracts and we're still massively over the wage budget. But the lineup that we're going to start the season with is, I've got Darwish up front as well. I've just noticed he's another one of the youth prospects at the club. He's bagged 2 goals and 2 assists in the pre-season tournament, but unfortunately he is also currently suffering from an injury, so Romero is going to come back in. But lineup this season is pretty much the same as last season, guys. It's Alati in goal. Like you say, we've tied him down to a 2-year contract, so he's here for another couple of years. Navon as the right fullback. Again, had a fairly decent season. He's had a really good pre-season tournament there. So he's okay. Salama, as we've already spoken about. Goldstein continues at the centre of defence. He's picked up 3 goals in the pre-season tournament, which is great, but he's actually a really good defender. You know, he's good for the type of club that we are. Kyle continues as the left fullback. Unfortunately, his crossing is still a real weakness, and I haven't even changed his training. I'm slacking. Let's see if we can work on his crossing a little bit. So Kyle continues at left fullback. Atia continues as a defensive midfielder, although that's not actually the defensive midfielder, is it? I'm all over the place here, guys. Sorry. Right, that's a bit better. It's Sayam. Sayam is the defensive midfielder. Again, another one who performed very well for me last season. He's very good in this position. Alongside him, he's got Ibekunle, the American in our team. He is now accomplished as this deep-lying position in the defensive midfield. Alongside Nade Hidari, again, he's now a natural in this position, which is fantastic. He's quite decent as a segundo volante. And we've tied him down to a long-term contract as well. Right wing is going to be Atia. Again, he's best of a bad bunch that we've got on this in this position. His dribbling and his finishing are not the greatest, though. On the left-hand side, it is Larson, Media Dream 11. Jakob Larson, again, had a very good pre-season tournament. 3 goals in 4 games. 7.9 average rating. And then Romero continues up top, where hopefully he can add to his goal scoring that he managed to pick up with us last season. So that's the lineup for the first game of the season, guys. Let's get into the game. We are taking on Hapoel Haifa, who I believe was the team who we took on in our first ever game in charge here in Israel. Be nice if we can get off to a winning start. Like I say earlier in the episode, I think if we can continue the form that we had last season with Kiryat, then we can really challenge for the title this season. And that's the plan anyway, because we are just financially, we're in a ruin and we're restricted massively by the board. The board have injected about £700,000 into the club as well, and we're still 1.9 million in debt. As we do get our first highlight, and it's Sayam feeding the ball forward into Romero. Can he finish? He can. We're going to get a VAR check though. Possibility that Romero was offside. Let's see what the VAR man says. It's been disallowed, so Romero was offside, unfortunately. It was a good work though, good finish as well from Yosu. How far off was he? It was close, wasn't it? And now Hapoel could come down the other side, the end themselves, and possibly punish us for that. But Ant-Man with the ball, he's worked his opening, and Alati, beg your pardon, makes the save. Raffaele with the free kick finds Lehman into Atia. Butchbutt, ball forward over the top, looking out. Shukran tackled well by Navon. What's he got ahead of him? He looks down the line. It's an absolute shocking pass, though. We've just given the ball straight back. Can we press them into that mistake again? Butchbutt with the ball. Atia looking long over the top himself. Should be easy for Goldstein. It is. Nadir Hidari. Goldstein again. Again, we've just given the ball straight back to them. But Sayam picks it up in midfield. Hidari. What was that, mate? You know, I've got no problem with players trying passes, but that was absolutely shocking. He's got it right this time, and Larsson's in, and Larsson does score. We're going to get VAR again for whatever reason. There was a better pass this time by Nadir Hidari. The first one was appalling. And it was a tidy finish again by Larsson, and this one has been awarded. Jakob Larsson with the finish. The ball came to Nadir Hidari. It's a really good ball forward. I think it's possible that Larsson was offside. We'll have a quick check, but that's a smart finish from the Dane there. Sat the goalkeeper down, lifted it into the top corner. How close was this? It's not even close. Not even close. We didn't need all that VAR rubbish for that. But 1-0 to Kiryat, which is great. And we're looking to extend that lead. It's Nadir Hidari again with it. This time another good ball out to the wide area. And it's Navon. Comes back into Sayam. He's got a Kayal outside of him. Into the penalty area now. He's going to go himself. He has gone himself. It's a Kayal with his first goal of the season. Doubles the lead for Kiryat Shmona in a quick fire double there for Kiryat. It's a good finish, this one by Kayal. Well worked goal. He's in acres of space. Nobody goes out to challenge him, and he's just allowed to get his shot away. And he's tucked it away with aplomb, which is great. And we're looking to pile the misery onto Hapoel. As Sayam, now the ball into the box, it's gone through Goldstein, and it's ended up at the goalkeeper with Sharabi, who is going to look to get Hapoel back into this game, and he's gone deep with this goal kick, but it's easy for Goldstein. Brings the ball forward. This is the centre-half playing as the winger here, by the way, guys, and he's taken it past his man. Shukran does get back to him in the end, but Goldstein's now out of position. And fortunately for us, though, they've given the ball straight back to us, but the defender wins it, Ant-Man. Well, we've done really well there to regroup and get it back into position, but it is still Hapoel Haifa with the ball. Raffaele, the captain, finds Atia into Butchbutt. Ant-Man on the right-hand side, looking to take it past Kayal, and he does. Kayal's done well to get something on the cross, but the effort still comes in and it's rattled the crossbar. How have we allowed that header on our goal from that position? There's no way that our defenders should be getting beat by a big looping ball up in the air like that. And at half-time, it's a very good start to the season, and we take a 2-0 lead into the break, which is really, really good. I'm very pleased with that. Great start to the season. If we can just keep the clean sheet now in the second half, maybe bag a couple more goals, that would be nice. To get the goal difference started high early, in case we need it later on in the season. And here we go, looking to try and do that. But Nadir Hidari's lost the ball to Ant-Man. Can he get back to him? Ant-Man travels a long way with the ball. He gets the ball in towards the box. Ibukinli with a great header away, though. And now it's Kayal to Larsson. Larsson looking over the top for Romero, but it's overhit. And Raffaele clears the ball, finds Butchbutt, Lehman, Raffaele again into Butchbutt. The ball over the top looking for Shukran, but Navon brings it down on his chest, finds Ibukunli inside to Nadir Hidari. He's got Larsson ahead of him, checks back onto that right foot, ball into the box towards Atia. It's headed clear by the defender, but Larsson gets there again. Romero, the Linos flag's gone up. It looked offside to me. Again, he's put the ball in the back of the net with a good finish. So Romero's getting into the positions. He is finishing really well. He just needs to time his run a little bit better. And that one, to me, did look offside quite comfortably. And the fact that the linesman's put his flag up as well. Yeah, miles off. The fact that Lino's put his flag up kind of tells you that it's going to be an offside decision. It's Nadir Hidari, now Goldstein. All the way back to Alati in goal. brings the ball out. Sweeper keeper into Navon. Atia Ipikunli. Back down the line towards Atia. Good position here for the winger. He's checked up, though, by the defender. He's done really well. Navon, can he get the ball in? He can. It's headed clear by Bushbutt, though. Headed further on by Wiseman. But Kyle can't get there. Shai gets there first. Now it's Ant-Man into Loban. Looking at down the line. Kyle's missed the ball completely. Shai. Shukran. With the effort, it's easy. Easy. He's just passed it straight into the arms of Alatli there. Corner to be swung in by the sub. Kamis, we've brought him on the right-hand side for Atia. It's headed clear, though, by the defender. Kayal, Ipikunli, Nadi Hirdari. Out wide on the left-hand side to Navon. Feeds it inside, but it's a poor pass again. But it comes back out towards Kamis on the right-hand side. Driving in field. Needs some support. It goes out wide to the left to Kayal. He's got Larson with him. No, it's Navon. Beg your pardon. Navon with another poor pass into the area. Kyle can't get there. Now Ant-Man, this is the danger. We always get counter-attacked on. Shai, it's a good save. Good save by Alati after Navon with a couple of poor passes into the penalty area there. But Shai is going to take the corner for Hapoel Haifa. It's a deep one towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed clear, but Gabay Nasser, great block there by Nadi Hirdari, sorry. And now it's our turn to counter with Kamis. He's got 3 up alongside him. Finds Larson. Feeds the ball forward to Kamis again. His touch is too heavy. Touch is too heavy, man. Come on. And it's gone straight through to Sharabi. And we're still coming forward here to Lati with the goal kick. It's going to fall to the feet of Nadi Hidari. Sayam into Ibikunli. Finds a Goldstein. Goldstein feeding it into the middle to Nadi Hidari. Looking to take his man on. It's a good tackle, though, by Bushbutt. They've won the ball back. Wiseman bringing the ball forward for Hapoel. Being allowed to go a long way. Nadi Hidari does get back to him. Forces him backwards to Bushbutt. Into Levi. Bushbutt again. Levi. Oh, well, adds a little bit of pressure on them. Come on, let's get the ball back. I fear that we're going to concede one. That's a good ball across, and it's a great finish by Sinai Shai. And there was the danger. We conceding goals late on in games is not good. Please don't throw this away. We did this in the cup earlier in the season. We were 2-0 up and cruising, and we give a 2-goal lead away. Look, thankfully, we came back and scored 3. And Romero's in behind. Can he get his goal this time? He can. Yosu Romero with his second goal of the season with a great finish on his left foot. He's beat the offside trap this time. He could have had a hat-trick in this game. Of course, Romero, this is a great way to respond to conceding a goal. It's a fantastic pass over the top by Sayam. Romero, one touch, sets it up on the volley for himself on his left foot, and it's gone past the goalkeeper. And we're still getting highlights in this game, guys. Let's hope it's not Haifa getting another goal. They've gone long there. That's a bit of a waste, though. Alati could have picked that up, really. Thankfully, it fell to Ibikunli, and now Salama, who we've just brought on in defence. No, we haven't. Salama started the game, didn't he? Nadi Hidari, Larson, into the area. Shots deflected up. I keep getting the names wrong, guys. Sorry. It's I'm still getting used to this squad, believe it or not. The second half of last season, I sort of played it on autopilot, really. You get 30 years into a save and you do start just doing things on autopilot. It's now Romero, travelling a long way with the ball. Feeds it inside to Larson. Larson with the effort from range. It's rattled the crossbar. It's fell to the feet of Kamis to make it 4. Really good anticipation there by Kamis. He looked like he was the only player following that ball in. It's great effort from Larson. Romero does really well to find him. That's a great pass inside. Larson's effort cannons off the crossbar. Goalkeeper doesn't even move, but Kamis is the only one who follows the ball in. And 4-1 on the opening day of the season is a great result. And we have now made it to that full-time whistle. Sayam oddly picking up the man of the match performance. Like I said, I've always said that defensive midfield role there doesn't get good match ratings, but he's picked up an 8.4 in this one. I'm pleased for him. That was really good work, though, by the boys. And as things stand, we do find ourselves top of the league. There's only been 2 games so far, so we'll see what happens later on in the season. But it's always important to get off to a winning start, and we have done that now, which is fantastic. As always, though, guys, we are going to come back a third of the way through the season, which is going to be about 11, 12, 13 games, that sort of area, with us having 35, 36 games, I think it was, we had last season. But great to get off to a winning start. The next game is the difficult one, though, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and that's the type of team that we're going to have to win against if we want to be bringing the title to Kiryat. But guys, thank you very much, as always, for watching. Please remember all the usual stuff, you know, the like button, the subscribe button as well if you're new and you've enjoyed it. And leave me a comment as well, like, guys. Let me know how you think it's going. But thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you all in the next episode where hopefully we're still at the top of the league. Cheers, guys.